Welcome everyone to episode 35 of This Week in K-Pop. In this episode, we talk about Sonny, 2AM, 100% V, 21, Electroboyz, Dynamic Duo, and Hyorin. My name is Steven, and with me is my not-so-brand-new co-host anymore, Joshi.
Hello.
This Week in K-Pop is a discussion podcast that covers the world, blah, blah, blah. It covers the week's K-pop news and music video releases, and each week Josh and I will alternate on deciding the best song of the week. And this week, this dude over here named Josh has the pick.
It was so hard this week. So many good songs.
There's a lot of songs, too.
A lot of really good songs. We wanted to talk about more songs, but time permitting, we're not allowed. But my song of the week is Sonny featuring Sanchez from Phantom, Breakup Dinner. Now this song is Sonny's, I think, third single this year.
Yes.
All from the same album. And it is so good. Oh my goodness, it is so good. The song is really good. The music video is even better if you haven't seen the music video. But
I will say that we will talk about the music video.
Mm-hmm.
There is kind of a spoiler kind of deal.
Spoiler alert.
So if you don't want to get spoiled, like what happens in it, you should go watch the music video first and then come back and watch it.
It's a must watch. It is a must watch. So, what happens in the music video, Steve? What happens?
Well, the music video starts with Sonny kind of calling up his girlfriend or texting her.
Ex-girlfriend.
I'm sorry, his ex-girlfriend is like, hey, girl, do you want to have like one last dinner kind of before we part ways?
Yeah.
That's correct, right?
Yeah, and she's like, no, I don't want it. We're broken up. And he's like, please. And she's like, okay.
Yeah, okay. So, of course, he's walking out of his apartment, and then he just gets randomly asked, like, just run over by a car.
Yeah, which is really important. I'm glad they put this in here because it makes more sense as you finish watching the video.
Right.
But he dies on the spot in the video, and that's why they put it in there. And when he goes to the restaurant, they direct the video properly, so it kind of seems like he's having dinner with his ex-girlfriend and she's crying and all of that. But in reality, he is dead, and he's just sitting there waiting for his girlfriend, haunting this restaurant. I'm guessing they often eat together. And she is actually there with her new boyfriend, crying probably about Sonny dying. And this is, the last breakup dinner.
Yeah, and I mean, to clarify, you don't know he's dead until the very end, like for sure.
Yeah.
You kind of, I kind of assumed he was because he gets hit hard and he just gets up like nothing's wrong. But yeah, the video was shot kind of like split screen.
Mm-hmm.
So like you see kind of Sonny on the left, you see the girl on the right, and it's cut in a way where you think they're at the same table, kind of talking to each other. But it turns out later on that she's not.
Yeah.
Now, I actually thought she was crying because she went to go meet Sonny for dinner, but he never showed up. So then she moved on to her other boyfriend.
That could be true.
That or she just flat out lied to Sonny, said, oh, I'll come to dinner, even though she never planned on going. And that's why she's crying, because this was her way of letting him go.
I had another theory about it, is that this dinner is happening a little bit later on down the line when she's ready to quote-unquote date again. And this is the breakup dinner because she couldn't formally break up with him because he died. And so she's crying, acting like this is a breakup because she never really got to break up with him in person. And it's just she's ready to move on because she's feeding this new guy food and, and all that. So,
so we just talked about, was it last week or 2 weeks ago of Sonny's last song? Like, Where Did You Sleep?
I think it was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it was 2 weeks ago. Okay, it was 2 weeks ago. We did a reaction video. Like, nobody really watched that video. Nobody really watched the music video.
Yep.
But, like, I think we both agree, I really like Sonny because, like, his raps, like, are about something. It's always a mini story, and the music video always matches that story, but then adds something else to it.
Yeah.
A little less so in Where Did You Sleep, but the story of
Breakup Dinner.
No, what's the first one?
Story of Someone I Know.
Story of Someone I Know.
That was a really good video too.
Also a really good video. Also kind of a mini twist at the end, and it's just like that's what a music video should be. It should complement the song. It should make it even better. And I just love the way he raps. It's like so joyful. Like he seems so happy to be doing what he's doing.
Yeah, he looks like, or he sounds like a rapper that's not trying to act very hard like a rapper. This is just his means of expressing himself.
Yeah.
And he kind of does it kind of joyfully. Even though it's a sad song, you can kind of tell that he's having a good time rapping in this song.
And there's like, isn't there a point in like the lyrics where as the viewers realize, oh, he's actually dead, like isn't there like a point where like he's talking happy, he's excited the girl's there, is going to show up, and and then all of a sudden it switches to like really sad. But seriously, like, but neither of us know enough Korean to listen to it, and we're always thankful for the kind of more indie companies who put English subtitles
or Loen.
on YouTube.
Shout out to Loen. They always put subtitles in there. Loen knows how to cater to their international fans.
True.
Yeah. But
is Five-Star Loen?
I know Loen handles their distribution. Loen is more of a distribution company. They only have a few artists under their label. IU, Sunny Hill. But that's pretty much all their big name artists right there.
Well, it's true. Like pretty much as long as you're not in the top 3, like, you know, JYP, like YG, like everybody else puts subtitles, which is awesome.
Yeah.
I still don't know why you can have a 10 million viewed Shiny video and they still don't bother to put in subtitles. So let's talk about the second video of the week. Actually, did you mention that Sanchez was?
Yeah, Sanchez is from Phantom.
From Phantom.
Yeah, which we talked about last podcast. Phantom, they had a song, New Era.
But we talked about, I wanted to mention them, sorry, because we mentioned how, like, you know, Phantom, Sanchez has a really high voice.
Oh, yeah.
And we were like,
very high tone.
Oh, he needs to be paired with someone else, maybe a little bit rougher. And I thought he worked really well with Sonny in this video, in this song.
Yeah.
Like, I thought their voices went really awesome together.
Which is a little bit strange, right? Because Sonny doesn't really have kind of a rough, you know, scruffy voice, but it worked really, really well.
So check it out. Breakup Dinner. Check out all of Sonny's songs. Most of them are good. I still remember there being like a clown one I didn't really like.
Well, I downloaded the album and I'm in the middle of listening through it, but I like at least half the songs on there. So go listen to that album. I think it's not based on 100% not based on a true story, something like that.
Yeah.
It has a kind of a strange title. But go check it out if you haven't.
Cool. Let's talk about the second music video this week, and that is by 2AM with their song Regret. Now, last week we talked about 2AM. What was the song called?
2AM's, it's kind of weird song. It's 그냥 있어줘. That means basically just stay. Just stay for me.
Just stay. Yeah.
Just stay.
And that was a pre-release. It's in the same album as this song Regret.
Nocturne.
Yeah, Nocturne. Now, I'm going to talk about, I guess, the song was, I mean, 2AM's vocals are always good.
Yeah.
Always good.
Oh, yeah.
And I've said many times before that I'm not super into ballads. It's just not my thing. So I can just say they sing really well. I do like Staying Still.
Just Stay.
Just Stay. I do like that song a lot more. I thought the song was way more catchier, had a lot better chorus, I think, for me. What did you think about the song before I talk about the video?
So I do like Just Stay better than this song, Regret. But this is still a pretty solid song. You have to have in mind that this is a ballad. It's not an R&B song. It's very 2AM sounding. It sounds very much like 2AM. You're going to get exactly what you expect. Sad, touching lyrics and kind of a soft melody. But if you're looking for something more upbeat, maybe R&B, hip hop, this is not for you. But I still love this song. Nocturne is pretty good mini album. I like maybe about 3 of the 5 or 6 songs on there. But I really haven't given it a thorough listen through. But
whenever I hear 2AM song, I always wish they were featured. Maybe they do, and I just don't know. But I wish they were featured more in a hip hop song. Like, I think their voices are so good as the Sanchez part of a song. Like, it would be really, really, really cool. So maybe they would do that, but I feel like 2AM kind of sticks to their own deal.
You know what I really want to hear from 2AM songs that I'm surprised I don't hear enough of is kind of working in harmonies. Their voices are all so different. You know, you have Jokwon with his voice being really high. He's kind of got a more higher range, and you know, Changmin is just belty. He has such a powerful voice, and I feel like they can do so much more with their harmonies because I've seen it. I've seen their practices. I've seen some lives of them, and they harmonize so fantastically. I think One Spring Day, there's a music video, just an a cappella version of them singing it, and it rocked my socks. But their songs, not too much melody. I mean, not too much harmony, and I don't like that. I like to see people who can singing together. If you're a band, sing as a band instead of just one after another after another. I'm not really a big fan of that. Yeah.
And they definitely do that, I think, in this video. It's just one after another after another. Now, switching to the music video, I can say that I really love the technical aspects of this music video. Like the whole color palette where pretty much the person and the kind of the bottom part of it is like all black and white, sort of. And then the sky every once in a while turns blue, or there's like one color going through like the whole scene. And I thought that was really cool. They kind of, I think there are three, I try to count. There are like three distinct scenes or cuts that are like long, extended kind of one-shot pieces.
They just kind of pan from one member to the other as they sing their part.
Yeah, and sometimes it's a little bit more complicated. They pan back. Now they're walking. Now they're doing this, and I really like that. I will still say that I think it was a mistake to not make this one shot. Like I thought it was one shot, and I was really excited because I just think, because to be honest, I think the video is boring.
Yeah, I felt the same.
They're
way.
just walking.
It is
like I don't.
So 2AM either puts out one of two types of video, in my opinion. They either put out kind of a drama version, or they kind of put out a version where you just see them stand and sing. And this was kind of a stand and sing type of music video.
Yeah, and I thought, oh, okay, they're at least making it as best of a standstill as they can by making it one shot. Yeah. And then there's like this smoke cut. And then it's like, okay, the second one is actually the longest cut. And it was really cool. They go back, they go forward, they walk up, they walk down. I'm like, this is awesome. And they cut again. And I'm like, okay, why not just... And then at the end, one of the dudes, I don't know the names of the C-Luv members. Yeah, then he like walks out into the scene.
That was a great scene.
Great scene.
Oh my goodness.
It's just a long scene of just some slowly walking. And I'm like, how epic would it have been if the whole thing was one shot and led up to that moment? It would have been so good. Not saying it's bad now. It's just, I don't know why they would bother doing 2-minute one shot when they could have done a 3-minute one shot and made it seamless.
See, I'm not in the same opinion as you on that. I feel if you had it in a one shot, it would have been maybe a little bit better, but it just doesn't seem it would improve the video all that much to me, because in essence, it is a more artsy video. You know, you have guys kind of standing in a desert, walking to the ocean, things like that. And just because you kind of keep the scenes together doesn't necessarily mean the music video itself will be more cohesive or have any more substance, I guess is what I want to say. Great shots, individual shots, and individual scenes, but together they kind of don't really match, and each one of them is just powerful in its own right, but as a music video in whole, a little bit boring.
Yeah, I think I want to rephrase what I was trying to say. I think it'll make it better. I don't think it'll make it good.
Okay.
I just think, like, as it is right now, unless, like, yes, they're sad. They're walking slow. I get that. They're sad. Very similar to another video we'll talk about later today, which is just people looking sad, to me, is boring as fuck. But so I was like, there's only one way, to me, to make that look cooler, and that is to have it in one shot. So I can at least be like, technically, you did a damn good job.
Yeah.
But even then, I was like,
Technically, it's still a very great shot music video.
True.
Just because a music video is artsy or shot great, does that make any sense?
Shot well.
Shot well. and the scenes themselves are powerful, doesn't mean that the music video itself will be all that entertaining.
Right.
So don't get us wrong. We think it's a great music video, and there's a lot to talk about in terms of good things.
Mm-hmm.
But our opinion generally is that it is a little bit boring.
It's a little bit boring.
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 Sorry.
All right, let's talk about the next video.
So the next video is 100% V, Missing You. And this song is a subunit of 100%. I don't know too much about them. They're relatively new to me, at least. And I'm surprised that they have a subunit out, but I loved this song a lot.
Yeah, I know nothing about. I've seen the name 100%.
Yeah, I recognize the name.
You know, I am a guy K-pop listener. I don't really care a lot about boy bands. So like when I see a band named like Boyfriend or Dalmatian or 100%, I'm just like, I don't care. But so I was like, okay, they're subgrouping already. Whatever. Let's give it a listen. But this song is good, man.
So good.
So good. And the music video is good.
Mm.
I mean, it's not amazing, but I've seen many worse ones.
Very true.
So the music video is just kind of this story. I mean, it's called Missing You.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a kind of a quick drama thing of a dude who's obviously missing his girlfriend.
Yeah.
And he kind of is coming. I think the Korean name for this song is like Getting Off Work, or it's like something like I'm getting off worky work.
I'm getting off work. No, that's not what it's called.
Yeah, there it is. Sorry.
But let me see. The way back home from work. Twisweekinkpop. No. Twisweekinkpop. Yeah. So gil is like a road or a street or a way. Mm-hmm. So Twisweekinkpop is getting off work. So it's the road getting off work. Basically.
Right. So that makes a little bit more sense because the video is like the dude gets off work, I guess, and it's just kind of him like doing things that either he did with his girlfriend or he's just trying to get his anger out. And I was kind of touched. I mean, like,
I was really touched. Yeah.
I mean, I didn't cry or anything, but like I was like, I can feel this. Whoever's acting in this like did a good job with acting sad, but not overly sad.
The tears were believable, but you kind of got the feeling that he was crying and he couldn't help himself.
Right.
Kind of crying. That he was just so frustrated. He goes to the batting cages, right? Things like that.
See him drinking alone at the bar.
Yeah.
And he did it in like a real way. I'm like, I've totally kind of been, in that spot.
I've been there, getting off, having to go to work, getting off work, and dealing with a massive breakup. Yeah. It does not feel good, and par for the course. It was exactly what you think it would be, and it is. It's great.
And I really like the vocals. I think were pretty darn good. Even the rap in there, I was like, this fits this song really well.
It was a slower rap. Not too heavy with, the kind of, I'm a rapper. But still kind of a deeper rap. It's just a great song. If you haven't heard of them, go listen to the song. It is fantastic. The music video is also fantastic. Not much going on, but I was entertained.
Yeah. I was like, I got it. I know why you're sad. The song also made me feel sad. You have both things working for you, 100% V. Except for your name. 100%
V. 100% is already kind of weird. And then you have the V in there.
And I thought it would be 5 people. Like, I thought that'd make more sense. Roman numeral V. There's only 4 people. And V stands for, like, victory or...
I don't know what
victory and voice.
I don't know. Why isn't it 2 Vs? Like,
yo, you got to egg yo
100% double V? 100% double V, maybe? I don't know.
How about 110%?
120%.
And then the next subgroup, 198%.
Because you're kind of missing a little bit. Because all the talent went to 120%.
We're done with this.
Anyways, next song.
Let's talk about more numbers. The 4th song we're going to talk about is by a group. You may have heard of them. They're called 21, with their song, also titled Missing You. Now, we reacted to this video.
We did a reaction video for this.
A lot of people talked about it. I've had a lot of time, I think, to listen to the song by itself.
Yeah, just the song.
The song.
Not watching the video, just listening to the song.
But if you didn't watch our reaction video, which you should be watching our reaction videos, because then you get to see his lovely face. And that's it.
You're there too. You're there too.
Am I? But the song, I don't know. The more I think about this music video, the more I don't like it. Because it's missing. It is out like it's kind of like 2AM's Regret, except I like 2AM's Regret better. Only because it was in long takes. But they're both the same to me. It's just people looking sad, and that's it.
Yeah.
You don't get a reason why they're sad, like 100% V is missing you.
Yeah.
Right? You don't get a story that kind of plays with it like Sonny's, right? It's just sad people looking sad, and the video I don't really care for. Now the song is not bad. I said before I have not always been into kind of 21 slower songs, but I kind of enjoy the song. Comes up quite frequently, and I listen to it every time. Like, it's not bad.
So for me, the music video, at first watch, it was really visually stunning. It was really great, powerful shots, kind of like what we were talking about with 2AM's Regret. It felt like that last scene where Sulong walks into the ocean. It felt like it was scene after scene of that in Missing You for me. And when I looked up the lyrics for the song and compared it to the feeling I got from watching the music video, it was pretty different. The feeling I got from the video was that 21 their past love was either dead or just in a place where they can no longer, see each other regretfully. But the lyrics are kind of strange. It's kind of talking like maybe about first love experiences. It kind of feels like.
Yeah, well, we played a game because right after we did it, we were talking about it for like 20 minutes, and I was like, okay, when you watch that video, what do you think the song is about? Because a lot of people are like, oh, it represents the blah, 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 fucking shit coming out of their mouth. And so we're like, okay, looking at the video, it seems like something bad happened. Maybe they're really sad about their boyfriend, blah, 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 blah. And we look up the lyrics, and it's totally different.
Yeah, like it felt like there should have been some sort of regret.
Because it was more like back and forth in the song. It was like, I hate you, but I also kind of I love you, and I don't want this to happen, but
I basically, what it comes down to is I feel like in 21's Missing You video, the scenes kind of portrayed this I'm lonely because you're not here, kind of missing you. And the song itself was I've made mistakes and I kind of pushed you away, and now I'm missing you, but I shouldn't miss you kind of feeling. And
there's a lot there. Like, there's a lot in the lyrics.
There's a lot in the lyrics and of the song, which is why I love the song so much more than the video. That I don't change, because when I first saw the video in our reaction video, I said, wow, the song is great. I don't really want all that great of a video because the song for me is really great. And I'm still standing by that. But watching the video more and more, it is relatively boring. Just like 2AM's Regret. Powerful shots, but boring video. Boring video.
I don't think there are that many powerful shots. There is one, which of course is CL's nude scene.
Yeah.
I personally don't even count it as powerful because I don't think they earned it. Which I talked about in the kind of the video where like there was just a lot of sad scenes, but without any context to the scenes, I don't find that powerful. Like 2AM's Regret was striking. It had a really strikingly shot video, but I don't like. I think except for you're right, the walking slowly into the ocean. Like if it was like a 5-second clip of that, I don't think that's powerful at all. But the fact that you saw like a dude like walk across the desert, quote unquote, slowly, like walk into it, it's like okay, like I kind of can feel what he's thinking. In this, it was just like, oh, why is she naked sitting on a thing? Oh, all right.
Okay, don't think I'm a perv, but I would rather see CL kind of slowly undress. For me, that would be really powerful.
Yeah.
Just kind of slowly undress, and with tasteful shots, and get into a bathtub which is empty and just kind of curl up.
Yeah, and crying and feeling
and switch to that scene where she's just sitting on that rock. I would feel that would be really, really, really powerful.
Yeah,
and I would have shot it that way.
Like there's a narrative to that.
Yeah,
like you're like, how did she get like? It's not about the naked part. It's just about the stripping away the emotions, stripping away like
being vulnerable.
Yeah.
You know,
which a lot of people are like, oh, that's to represent her loneliness, that's to represent her vulnerableness. You know, when you're naked and you're just sitting in a shower like a little kid, and it's like, you're right. I've seen that scene in many movies, but what's lacking in this is that there's no context to why she's doing this.
Or you didn't get. I feel like you didn't get. They didn't give it enough time. It was kind of a quick shot, and a lot of the scenes that I thought were powerful, I kind of paid attention to those and forgot a lot of the other scenes. But to me, they should have kind of cut out the numerous scenes and just focused on maybe 4 or 5 really striking, memorable scenes, like maybe CL naked, and
none of the other girls did anything.
Like there's one where Minzy's kind of propped up against the wall, kind of thinking, you know, you have 4 members. So 1 scene for each member, and then the 5th scene can be them together or some sort of interaction. And I would like that so much better than kind of a shot. And get rid of that disco ball mask wearing.
Yeah, like I mean, I do appreciate all the people that gave us comments on like what they thought the dude represented.
Oh yeah.
But like for me, it's like not only was he only in the video for like 10 seconds, maybe 15 seconds, like, I personally think it's a stretch to believe that he represents anything. I think they were trying to with his weird beehive mask and falling. I don't know, but
I felt it was kind of unnecessary. I'd rather see more 21.
Yeah, but now that you say that, like 4 45-minute scenes,
45 seconds.
Or sorry, 45-second scenes of like something happening to them where you see them get hurt or at least see the start to end emotions of them getting hurt, like that would have been really powerful. And they didn't really do that. It was just scene.
The shots were a little bit too ADD for me.
Yeah.
That's all it was.
But actually I was so I have one class at school where the teacher always shows K-pop at the very beginning of class, just like during passing periods or whatever. So they were all watching this 21 song, and of course, at the end of every song, I always ask them, like, what do you think? What do you like? And when I asked them, I was like, hey, do you guys like this 21 song? Like, I know this is not, like, blanket for everything, but they were like, it was boring.
This is one class. This is
one class.
35 students.
30 girls in my school, 3rd grade, that's like 9th grade in America. And they're just like, actually, they said 2 things. The first thing that they said was, I don't like plastic. Which we'll talk about later. But the second thing was they said it was boring. I asked them, I was like, what did you think about the naked part? And they're just like, why? And that kind of is the same kind of deal with me. It's just, that we kind of felt. So it's not just us.
I mean, we are scrutinizing it under a more watchful eye.
Sure.
But when you think about first impressions, it is a slow song, slow music video, and when you have kids that need visual stimulus, apparently CL Naked doesn't cut it.
Well, not to a bunch of girls, anyways.
Yeah.
So yeah, I never thought I would say this, but I'm looking forward to 21 coming back with their swag style because I feel like I miss it now.
Who are you?
I don't know. It was like, and for fuck's sake, YG, pick a song that doesn't use the word love or you in it. Okay?
Missing you, do you love me, falling in love.
It's just like, even my students could not keep the track of which song was which, and even I have trouble doing that. So there are other words out there, bro. Make one up. You do that for Big Bang all the time.
Ringa Linga Doom Dada.
Crayon. But anyways, okay, so let's kind of talk about the news. So we want to stick with 21. So why don't you talk about what happened with, I guess, Teddy, right?
So Teddy, came out. He's a producer for YG. He came out that he's dating a famous actress, Han Ye Su, yeah. And so it's pretty interesting that he's dating, I guess. But what I'm really interested in is 21's kind of reaction or just thoughts on it in general. And they said they had no idea that he was dating someone, and they are very close. So this whole kind of dating when you're a celebrity is pretty hush hush.
I couldn't tell. I guess couldn't tell anybody.
Yeah, and as you may know, there is clauses in contracts, K-pop contracts, where people are banned from dating. And you can say, "Oh, well, Josh, how do you know? Have you even seen a K-pop contract?" Well,
I was literally about to say that.
well, 21 mentioned that they had a dating ban. They mentioned it just straight out. Yeah, why'd you put a dating ban on us?
I didn't know it was a contractual ban. I just thought it was he banned them like your dad bans you from going out of the house. But you can still kind of sneak out and get out of the house.
Well, of course, but it's probably in the contract that we own your soul, so you better listen to us is kind of what it is.
When Papa YG says, don't touch that.
You don't touch that.
But actually, it was big news because like a couple months ago, or I don't know how long it's been, but he did lift the ban for the two older members, right?
Yeah.
Dara and
Bom. Yeah. Because they're 29, 30 in Korean age, and so you kind of got to find a man if you want to settle down, unless you're planning to wait until you're 40
and you would think, oh, dude, 21, these two girls, they're really cute. People like them. You'd think they'd find guys really quickly. But what was interesting was when they were talking about it, they were like, I think people are scared of us because no one seems to come after us.
Yeah.
Like, neither apparently has had a boyfriend yet, even though their ban's been lifted. And, like, they're both like, what the...
And it's not kind of like a secret that their dating ban is lifted. And they talk about it in variety shows. They talk about it in interviews. And it just doesn't make any sense to me, I guess, that even if they want to date, they can't date because, one, even if Papa YG is saying, oh, you can date, he's probably saying, you better date someone good if you're going to date. Kind of has that pressure to it. And two, like, it just doesn't make any sense. Like,
I mean, maybe, like, neither of them have dated anyone because they've been banned for fucking 10 years. Maybe they just don't know how. And everybody else their age is probably like, yo, you don't know how this works? I don't know.
But, I don't know how this works. Do we?
I'm sure there's plenty of people that would love to date Park Bom and would love to date Dara. Mm-hmm. But that's pretty crazy. And, of course, CL and Minzy, they are still really young, so they haven't had anything repealed yet. But they're kind of distraught a little bit because they're like, oh, looking at their older members, they're like, even if the dating ban's lifted, no one wants to date us anyways.
Which is sad. Depressing. Yeah. It's so depressing because not only do you give up basically your body for being a K-pop star, they sleep so little, eat so little, work an exorbitant amount, and you can't even date when you are allowed to date.
Yeah.
And that is just so pitiful for me. I mean, pitiable. Like, I really feel pity for them because it's kind of like a catch-22. Could you use it for this case?
I mean, yeah, it's like the more famous they get, the more busy they get, and the busier they get, the less time they have to date.
Yeah, but the more successful you are, the more
people might want to
date you, but you probably have to protect your image more. So it's kind of like, well, it's either one or the other, and it both stinks. It both sucks. So,
but you never know though, because if there's anything I've learned is that comments from K-pop stars, who the fuck knows if they're true?
And love will find you if.
I wasn't going to go that happy. I was just going to say they could be both doing shit. We don't know, right?
True.
Like they're in the middle of promotions. Maybe they don't want anyone to know they have a boyfriend. And so maybe, because they're singing about a song, that's like sad and lonely, maybe later, when they want to get back in the news cycle, they're like, oh, but I'm now dating. It's like, I try not to take what people's K-pop stars say too seriously because Unless you're Arum from Tierra, and
then that's kind of worrisome.
Then that's some scary.
The people shit. I hate the most who says stuff like that.
All right. Well, the other ginormous news
from 21
also is that a couple weeks ago, there was this like when they were starting to promote their new song with teaser images and stuff. A lot of people were like, "Minzy, girl, Minzy, you look different.
You look so fine,
Why
girl.
You look so
what
different?
Happened?
What happened?" And Minzy, of course, is like, "Yo, I lost a lot of weight. Been getting ready for this, this new joint.
Maybe I'm maturing.
Yeah, I'm maturing. I'm getting older." And then, of course, a couple days later, it's like, "Oh, I also had plastic surgery, guys. Sorry."
Yeah, well, it's kind of a weird situation. So Minzy had rhinitis, which is basically a deviated septum. A deviated septum means your nose is crooked, and so it makes it hard to kind of breathe a little bit, especially if you're a singer. So I believe if you have rhinitis, then it sucks as a singer. But if you're kind of using it to mask plastic surgery, then
Is it a common thing? I actually don't know. Is it a common thing? Because apparently Sung and Gumi had rhinitis, and they both had to get plastic surgery to fix it.
So the thing about rhinitis is that you usually get it from some sort of blunt trauma. I don't know very many people who kind of are born with it, crooked nose. A lot of friends of mine who I wrestled with back in middle school and high school had deviated septums because they had broken their nose, or I had a few boxing friends and they also broke their nose and it's set incorrectly, so they had to go and get it fixed. And I think
do they need plastic surgery to fix it?
I wouldn't call it cosmetic surgery. It's
just surgery. Like right?
Yeah, I think Hichu from Super Junior also had some sort of surgery like that. But Minzy straight up says, yeah, my mom says if I'm going to have to straighten my nose from surgery, might as well get some cosmetic surgery as well on my nose. And for me, I thought Minzy looked fine with her nose. And I'm kind of sad to hear this because 21 is kind of known for, not doing cosmetic surgery. There's some arguments about Park Bom, and Steven and I think that she has had work done, and people obviously will think, opposite. But they kind of prided themselves on not having plastic surgery done, and seeing this kind of hits a soft spot for me. Like I'm a little bit disappointed to hear about this.
Yeah, I always hate it because South Korea gets a bad rap. Sometimes rightly so, but they get a bad rap of being surgery capital, of the world.
Yeah.
And when I was moving here, plenty of people are like, "Oh, if you meet a girl, make sure you get her fucking child pic because you don't know what's gonna happen." I'm like,
you don't know.
Like, it's not that bad, but then when you see this, it's like, well, fuck, It's like, when like I'll see on Reddit and it's like, dude's like, it's like someone robbed a store and the guy's like, "Please don't be black, please don't be black, please don't be black." Damn, it's like kind of like that, where it's like, stop feeding into this stereotype.
Please don't have plastic surgery. Please don't have plastic surgery. Ah, damn it.
It's like, damn it. It's like, please just be skinny, please. And it's like, nope. Well, like, 21's a freaking god tier group in Korea. Yeah. Like, they're really popular.
They're up there.
And for one of them to be like, look, I guess let's just do this. It's like, it's kind of sad.
On one hand, it is sad. On the other hand, it is kind of brave for her because she's going to take all this flack. And when you look at it kind of from an unbiased perspective, if you think, hey, I have all this fame and things, and this could possibly hurt my image to say something like this, or I could lie and just kind of, play it off. Minzy said, no, I'm not going to lie. I had it done.
They lied. They were denying it for a week. Like, she got caught. Like, she got caught so much. There's probably comments all over the fucking net and shit. Like, she got caught, and they had to admit it.
Maybe. I like to look at it from a more positive standpoint.
I wish that happened too. I wish it's like, the fucking Koreans got the craziest netizens in the world. They can like figure out you're with the dude by looking at the spoon reflection in a fucking picture.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah.
Like, I don't remember who that was, but that's crazy. But they can do that. So if you're 20 freaking one, just plan something out. Just say this story first. Like, just get it out there. Don't try to hide it and hope no one will notice.
So yeah, when you initially deny it and then you kind of come up with this reason, it just makes the reason less powerful.
Yeah.
Because if this was the case, why didn't you do it from the get-go?
Yeah.
Like say, oh, I'm sorry I'm late, I overslept or something. And then they don't believe you, and then you say, oh, actually, my grandma died.
Yeah.
Or something like, why wouldn't you lead with the stronger one instead of a lie to begin with?
It's like, people would understand probably, right, if that happened, and it's like...
Yeah. If they came out and said Minzy has rhinitis, and she's going to get it straightened, and this surgery, is going to make her nose kind of funny, and they're going to fix it, give some plastic surgery. I wouldn't say fix it, but, it'll have some surgery done on it. I would have been like, oh, okay. I mean, sucks, but
like bad rumors will always fly. But I feel like you would get at least half the amount of bad rumors if you get on ahead of things.
Mm-hmm.
And yet, I don't think they ever do.
Yeah.
But all right, that's it for the 21 section part of the news.
Half of our news is 21.
Before we get to the next half, I want to thank all the people that have downloaded the podcast because we had a kind of a relatively huge spike since we've come back. Yeah. A lot of people are downloading it. We're really, really, really happy. I just don't want you to forget that you can find us on Facebook at This Week in Kpop. If you give us a like, we post on there sometimes. You can talk to us.
Yep.
You can also find us on Twitter at This Week in Kpop. I am checking it more. I talked to a bunch of people today. So please follow us. You can talk to us. And I also want to thank everyone who subscribed to us on YouTube. Last week we were at 214. And now we're at 270.
Yeah, I didn't think we would actually break the 200 mark, and now we might break the 300 mark. So,
like, that's crazy to me. Like 56 people. It took me a long time with Kelvin just to get the first 56. So apparently I know who to thank. But we just want to thank all you guys for listening, and hopefully you can keep spreading the word. We can keep on growing. Because I really do think that you guys are the best fans, the ones that stick with us, not the ones that just flame us on the YouTubes.
Well, we just like talking to people about K-pop, and surprisingly, not a lot of people in Korea that we know like K-pop like we do. So it's great to talk to you guys and see what your opinions are. So
yeah, and speaking of which, we started a brand new thing. We kind of talked about it last podcast where we were going to talk more about our experiences in Korea. We were toying with putting it as part of the podcast, but we're actually just going to make it standalone episodes on YouTube. So we're going to put our first one up before this or after this, I don't really know, but it is about going to a booking club in Korea.
And if you don't know what a booking club is, then go check it out. We'll explain what it is and what our experiences is like.
It's pretty crazy. We had a fun time. A little bit crazy. People get their Mac on in an orderly fashion.
Very efficient. Very efficient. Machine-like.
Yeah. So let's keep on going with the news.
Yep.
Thanks, everybody. So the next kind of big thing, it's not that much to talk about, but Korea has their end of the year shows.
Yep.
And Japan also has their end of the year shows. They have three major ones. Kind of
music festivals, shows, things.
And so it's always like a big old thing. And this is the second year in a row where there were no Korean artists invited.
Like none. Zero whatsoever.
And
which is so strange to me.
Because Korean stars have gotten way, way, way more popular in the last couple of years. Now, 3 years ago, they did have SNSD, they had TVXQ, they had Kara, which were the big three kind of promoting in Japan at the time.
Yeah. Kara still is pretty big now.
Yeah. And I don't think they've gotten less big, but of course, they were not invited last year, and nobody is invited again this year.
That doesn't make any sense to me. So the 2 or 3 really big names that I think kind of make it in Japan are Kara. Kara is huge in Japan.
Yep.
TVXQ, or New School Domangshingi,
sure.
TVSK, and Girls' Generation.
Sure.
Girls' Generation in the last 3 years, they've put out more Japanese albums than they've put out Korean albums.
As Girls' Generation, definitely. Like,
and they're putting out another Japanese album before the end of the year. So it doesn't make any sense why they're not invited. And Kara, as you know, just finished that Japanese tour, and it was huge. It was huge. So it makes no sense to me why they aren't invited. A lot of people think that there's some political tension, along with that. I don't want to kind of go into that, but it just seems strange.
Yeah, and they NHK, which is the Japanese station, was like saying that it was nothing to do with any political stuff. It's just that Korean artists have fallen a little bit since 3 years ago.
Disagree.
And now, to be fair, we don't live in Japan. I've only seen like their stuff from this side, so maybe they aren't. I don't know, but it seems weird to me that not even one was invited, like Girls' Generation.
Well, I don't even have to look at the numbers. If Girls' Generation is going to be putting out 3 or 4 Japanese albums in a span of 2 to 3 years, you kind of expect them to be selling pretty well. Why would a company even put out those kind of albums if they don't expect to make money off of them? And if they keep putting them out like 2, 3, 4 albums, they got to be making some sort of money. If you're going on a Japanese dome tour or a tour in general, you got to be having some sort of income there.
Sure.
People are going to come see you. There's a reason for that. There's got to be some sort of popularity there. So,
now, I mainly agree with you.
Worries.
I want to try and play devil's advocate a little bit and say, I mean, the people that usually blast out albums are the people who are not yet popular. Mm-hmm. Like, usually when you set in your ways, you can release 1 song a year. You can release 2 songs a year.
Digital singles.
Yeah, like digital singles. The one Girls' Generation song, right? And yet, somehow, they're still one of the top acts in 2013. Like, usually only the groups that are in the, like, trying to get up there again are blasting that out. Maybe Girls' Generation is not actually that popular. I don't know. I mainly think that's bullshit. They're pretty damn popular. Yeah. But maybe that's happening in Japan. Or maybe just inviting them. Number one, you'd have to pay them money, right? And fly them over and house them and stuff. Maybe they didn't think it was worth it to bring them in for that shit.
There's a lot of things that go into this. I don't know. It's just strange. It seems.
It is strange. I still don't. Just saying all that, it still doesn't make any sense to me. Like 2 p.m. has been promoting in Japan pretty damn crazily.
Oh, yeah.
They haven't even been here. So it's just kind of weird.
Yeah.
It's always kind of sad to me when that kind of Japan kind of Korea stuff happens. I mean, since we're kind of outsiders, we don't really understand maybe the political stuff. But yeah. Well, weird. All right. Well, let's talk about
last bit of news.
The last bit of news. Not the last bit. The second to last bit. Why don't you talk about this? Because I don't know as much about this as you do.
So, Loen Entertainment is a kind of duo kind of entertainment company. They do a lot of promoting for other artists, and they have kind of their own stable of artists as well. Mm-hmm. I mentioned earlier, Loen has IU, Sonny Hill, Zia, but they promote for basically anyone that needs promotion. They do it for Gain of Bad Night Girls, but they are in kind of the works to acquire Starship Entertainment, which has big names like Sistar and K-Will in it, and this is just really surprising to me, but at the same time not very surprising, since SM earlier this year acquired Wulim. And just companies just merging, being acquired, be eaten up. And I actually like this because, as many of you may not know, Loen and Starship and Nega Network, I think, is Gain's label. They are kind of on good terms. So it's nice to see them merge and promote music this way because we went to an IU concert, and we like IU, and we love Sistar. We love K-Will, so any news like this for bands that we like is great, right?
Yeah, I think it's a good idea in theory, where it's like, they're still far behind of, even JYP is far behind SM and YG. But they're kind of maybe trying to build a network that can somehow creep up there. And Loen's been doing a good job of that, right? Like, they promote a lot of, like, half the music videos that were released every week is from Loen.
Yep.
And they're always subtitled. And there's always, like, they do a wide variety of things. And I think they do a really good job of promoting the underdogs, or like these smaller groups that maybe a lot of people haven't heard, and like big groups.
Middle tier groups and bigger groups also. Yeah.
And you know what? If that means Sistar and IU can have a concert together, then I would be a happy man.
Yay.
But yeah, so you know, maybe there'll be Low Ship or Starship Loen. Starship.
Loen
Starship would not be bad.
That sounds pretty cool, actually.
I think Low Star would be cool.
Low Star is not bad.
Yeah. Or Shippin'.
No.
No, that's not.
I am shipping Loen and Starship.
Shut the fuck up! Anyways, we save the best for last. I know it's a lot of news. Every time we're like, we're not going to do so much news, but we love to talk. So
Can't help it.
Let's talk about the big awards, the Mama Awards that just happened in Hong Kong a week or two ago.
I think a week ago.
A week ago?
Yeah.
And this, of course, is big ass award show, kind of talking about. Yeah. Mnet runs it, and this is like the 5th year or something they've done it in a place that's not Korea. Yep. So it's like a very big international deal.
Yeah. So
we just want to talk about some of the winners. Like, there are some that are like no duh, and there are some that are like the hell. So we'll go through them. Best new male artist was Roy Kim.
No surprise there.
Which is pretty good. Like Roy Kim, even though he had some plagiarism stuff, like I really did like his songs.
Yeah.
Best female artist this year was Lee Hyorin.
No, not too surprising. She's a queen.
She released freaking like 5 MVs. I mean, she worked her butt off. Best male artist, GD.
No surprise there also.
I wish it was someone else, but you know, you do what you do.
You GD hater.
GD hater. Best female group, Girls' Generation.
SNSD.
Which he loves SNSD.
Yeah.
He definitely thinks they deserve it. Yeah. I don't think they deserve it this year. They only released 1 song. I think there were a lot of other songs and a lot of other female groups that did better.
Yeah. If you think about it, if you're thinking about just this year, I'll have to agree. Girls' Generation put out 1 album with pretty much 1 song in Korea.
And it was like January 1st.
And that's not enough to garner Best Female Group of the Year.
Yeah, they were in Japan for a shit ton of time.
So this is not Best Female Group of Korea. This is Best Female Group of 2013.
That's what I assume it is the 2013 awards.
I mean, we both agree that Girls' Generation is on top in Korea of girl groups. So maybe it's of that, but man, why do you keep having these awards year after year?
It's like having an Oscar and it's like the fucking last year dude won. It's like, no.
So best male group is Infinite, which is a little bit surprising. We know Infinite has a really big international following, and they're on a world tour right now. Is that right? Mm-hmm. But not enough to think that they're best male group.
I know, you know, maybe I've been sucking their dicks lately, but like I would have thought it would be EXO, to be honest.
Their album is just...
Their album's killing
it. Record-breaking.
I've heard that Growl song a billion goddamn times since I've been here.
Yeah.
Don't think I've ever heard an Infinite song, now I think about it.
Yeah.
Like, literally, I've heard more Sonny, I've heard more fucking Zion T than I've heard of Infinite.
Dynamic
here.
duo.
Yeah. So, no offense to Infinite. Like, I like them. I actually really like Infinite H.
Yeah.
I just, that was weird.
It's just strange.
Yeah. Then we have some dance category, which you're the dancer. You
best dance performances. So, best dance performance by female group is Sistar's "Give It to Me." It's a little bit strange. The dance, if you see it live, is pretty good, but if you look at every other kind of runner-up from the same group, they're all kind of weak dances. I mean, I'm a fan of, obviously, I Got a Boy, Girls' Generation. I like that choreography. I also really like Sistar's "Give It to Me," but there wasn't really a good showing in terms of female group dances.
Yeah, they don't not really quote unquote known for their
nothing that really
dancing.
Stuck. You know, like a Tiara's like Bo Peep, or like, you know, things like that, like things that you will remember, or even Well, Crayon Pop was in this category, I think.
Yeah, I was like, if anything, like best dance doesn't have to mean the most complicated dance.
It doesn't
right?
have to mean
Doesn't
most
have to be,
technical. Everybody knows how to do the Crayon Pop dance. I think they should have won that category. But next one is Best Dance Performance by a Male Group. Of course, it's going to be SHINee. I think SHINee are the best dancers in K-pop. Just in general, performance-wise. I'm really excited to go see them pretty soon.
Yeah, in 3 weeks? 3-4 weeks?
Yeah, in 3 or 4 weeks. But their song that they wanted for was Dream Girl. And Dream Girl was the ones where they were using the mics. For me, I love that choreography, but Steven, you think differently. Is that right?
It wasn't that I didn't like it. I don't like gimmick choreography. Like, I don't like it when they have hats. I don't like it when they have fucking cane. I don't like it when it's like mic stands or chairs.
You don't like props.
I don't like props. Because I think SHINee are great dancers. If you've been listening to the podcast for a while, I'm always like, Kelvin, seriously, SHINee's great dancers. I actually maybe the song was too recent, but I liked, to be fair, I didn't watch the dance version of this song, so I have my fist up my ass, but I thought Everybody was a really good dance. If it was SHINee Everybody, I would have been like, done, that's fine, I'm okay with that.
I love both songs, they're both great choreographies. I just thought they were really creative with what they used the mics for, but without a doubt, SHINee, best dance performance by a male group, no surprise there. But what is a little bit surprising is best dance performance by a female soloist, and that is CL's The Baddest Female, Napungi Jibe.
Does she dance? I always remember the creep like fucking kind of thing she did.
The wrist, like weird thing.
Yeah,
these are kind of weird categories because you have soloists, but they don't really do much dancing when you have a soloist,
especially a girl one.
Yeah. And so the next one is also a little bit surprising. Best dance performance by a male solo, G-Dragon's Crooked. And I didn't even know there was really that much of a dance to this also.
And to be fair, someone's going to be like, well, if you looked at chapter 18 in the subsection 7, you would have seen G-Dragon dancing on the live performance, blah. But I'm just going off of the music video. I didn't see him dance. I saw him saunter down the street.
I don't know where they cut this off because for me, this category, hands down,
Ringa-linga.
Hands down, Taeyang Ringa-linga.
Where the Ringa-linga at?
Where the Ringa-linga at? That dance, that choreography is just fantastic.
Yeah.
And I think they cut it off before then because he wasn't even in the runner-ups.
Yeah, they wasn't in the
runner-ups. The next is Best Vocal Performance by Female Soloist, and that's Ailee, You and I. Well deserved. Ailee is one of the best female vocalists in K-pop. Her and Hyorin are just up there for me in terms of what they can do.
And it's nice to see she got this, after the shit she had to go through.
Oh yeah, with the whole scandal, that was good.
So good for you, Ailee.
You want to start?
So best vocal performance by male is Lee Seung-gi with Return.
Yeah. So he is an actor, also singer.
Sure.
He's in a lot of CFs.
Yes, he is.
But for me, this is kind of strange. He's a good singer, don't get me wrong, but the best vocal performance, I don't think so.
Like what? K-Will's in there.
What? 2AM was in there, I think.
It's just maybe we just don't listen to his stuff as much, but I feel like there's other people that sang better songs.
Yeah, I'm sorry. K-Will and 2AM are just up there in terms of vocalists for me. And don't get me wrong, he is a good singer, but just not what comes to mind when I think best vocal performance.
Yeah. The next one, best band performance, Busker. That's done.
Busker, without doubt.
Best rap performance is by Dynamic Duo with their song Bam. I actually didn't really like that song. And we've said on our podcast many times, there's been a lot of good hip hop this year.
Lots.
A lot of good hip hop.
Lots.
I feel like there's so many other people that have better rap performances. Like what? Verbal Jit was on there.
Swings was on there.
Swings was on there.
Some other people.
There's a long list.
It was a pretty long list. We can't remember everyone.
Yeah, we're gonna skip a little bit. Best music video. When you think best music video, do you think it's G-Dragon's Coup d'etat?
No, I really don't.
Fuck no, I don't think it's Coup
I really
d'etat.
don't. That video wasn't bad. It was just
It was
him
bad.
walking around the city. But
No, that was crooked.
oh, it's correct.
Coup d'etat was the one with all the symbolism and the symbolism. When I say symbolism, it's not
with
symbolism.
that wrecking ball and that weird ombre hair and the
Just
bullets.
Someone with a fist up their ass thinking it's symbolism.
I disagree for that as well.
And even like hardcore G-Dragon fans in my class think Coup d'etat was the weakest song
On that album.
On his album.
Yeah. But Artist of the Year is G-Dragon.
It's G-Dragon.
No surprise there, at least.
Okay.
G-Dragon is massively popular. Coup
Yeah.
d'etat was a hit.
Yeah.
And obviously he's just...
I'm okay with that. Artist of the Year.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Album of the Year had to go to EXO's.
Of
XOXO.
course. That album is record-breaking. How can it not be Album of the Year? It is. Thank you.
Thank you for not
Thank you for
disappointing
not
us
messing
there.
that up. Song of the Year, Cho Young-pyo's Bounce. Now, there were a lot of things in this, a lot of songs in this category. For me, I think this is more kind of a lip service because Cho Young-pyo is super popular.
Yeah.
He's an older sunbae, which is kind of like a senior singer. And this is more of kind of like, well, you know, we gave G-Dragon, we gave Girls' Generation, you know, all these other bands.
To be fair, in Korea, he's really, really, really popular.
Humongously popular.
Huge. So you know what? This is a Korean war. You got to remember, he's not. It's not just for like preteens or like K-pop international fans, but still weird.
Yeah.
Still weird. Real quick, the last one we got what Style Music Award with Sistar. Don't really understand.
There weren't even any runners up, so we don't know what's based upon.
Yeah.
Next Generation Global Star Award. That's a mouthful. A-Pink, which is
makes
about
sense.
right. Which is about right. They are, in my opinion, the next Girls' Generation.
Yeah, their stock went fucking soaring this year.
With No.
Yeah.
With No.
And
last one.
of course, Worldwide Performer Award went to Infinite, which makes sense. It went on world tour.
Infinite is so popular internationally, so popular worldwide.
Yeah. So there was the Mama Awards. I watched a couple of the performances. I watched Rain.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, Rain. All right.
It's been a while.
Great.
It's been a while.
I still don't like you that much, but that's great. You're a sexy dude. And I watched, of course, the Ilvis Fox with Crayon Pop.
Ah, that was bad.
That was pretty funny.
Bad.
I don't know what else I watched. Oh, I watched 21 because my co-teacher was playing it.
It was really that was a pretty bad performance in my mind.
I get the whole standing still, and I guess in a music, but it's fucking boring to watch them just stand there and sing.
Yeah, because YG's strength is hyping up a crowd.
Yeah, putting on a show.
And what? Big Bang, did you see that?
I didn't see the Big Bang one.
Oh, it was fantastic.
It was really good?
Yeah, it was fantastic.
See, in my head, which I didn't see this, but in my head, they should have had fucking Seungri come out by himself, start singing his song. And then, of course, have Taeyong come out, or G-Dragon come out, start singing his song. Then Taeyong come out, start singing his song. T.O.P. come out, singing his song. I don't know the fifth guy. The fifth guy is like, this I was like, oh shit, I didn't get a chance this year. But then they come together, and then they do Big Bang. Like, I think that would have been fucking cool. I'm assuming they didn't do that.
They performed Fantastic Baby. That's all you need to know.
Is that song even from this year?
It's not, but it doesn't have to be from this year.
But
four of
the 5 people had songs this year.
Solo songs.
They could have done something interesting. All right.
That
bothers me that they didn't bother doing anything interesting. It's not YG's choice. All right, let's talk about some most songs.
Great songs.
Number 5 is by a group that I actually really love.
And you should know this if you follow our
If you follow
stuff.
me,
Or
it's
follow any stuff.
by a group of boys called the Electroboyz with their song Busted.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the Electroboyz, of course, had My Boy 2, My Boy 3. Actually, that's the only song I think that they've done recently is My Boy 3, which at first you're like, oh, My Boy, that's dumb, but like, I love that song.
That's a good song.
It's a good-ass song.
It's a good song.
And so they're back with Brave Sound again.
With Brave Sound.
It sounds like a Brave Sound song. Sounds awesome. I really like this song. This might be the best song of the week. I actually didn't really think about it because I knew you had to pick. But like I listened to Sonny's song and like that's a good song. But if I want to be happy, if I want to get jiggly with it, I'm gonna listen to this Electroboyz song.
The song was really great. What really kind of didn't really do it for me was the music video. It was kind of just them standing in front. And I loved both Electroboyz and Sonny's song equally. Probably as much as other songs that we're going to talk about. But that music, when I watched that music video, it just propelled it to another level for me. Because,
True.
I mean, if we're just talking about the song, then I couldn't pick this week. There's just so many good songs. I recommend all the songs that we talked about this week and we'll talk about. But if you had to add in song and music video, it was Sonny for me.
You're right. I would have picked Sonny instantly. But either way, like the music video, yes, it's just them standing dressed in blah, talking to the thing. But I really like this song. It's featuring C-Luv, who I don't know who he is. Do you?
C-Luv is he's from okay. I knew before we started talking and now I forgot.
Well, either way, he's barely even in the video.
Yeah.
But like I don't know, just listen to this song. Like, if you remotely like hip hop, I'm telling you, man, this is a good fucking time to be into this hip hop kind of shit.
Pop.
Because it's awesome.
Speaking of hip hop or hip hop in general, our next song is dynamic duo featuring Hyorin, Hot Wings. Now, this is from their previous album.
It's been a while, yeah.
They released a music video for this recently. This is why we're talking about it. And this is one of my favorite, if not favorite song of theirs off that album.
So you have heard this song before?
Yeah, I have heard this song before.
I have not heard the song before. I actually really do like the song. Not as much as Electroboyz, not as much as Sonny. A little slightly less. This is a nitpick, but it bothers me because I'm a little nitpicky. But the fact that they call it Hot Wings,
there's a Korean name for it too.
Maybe that might make way more sense.
No, there is.
I'm sorry, not maybe. It probably makes more sense in Korean. But like the song is like, I like yo Hot Wings. I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about? Are you talking about boobies? He's talking about thighs?
Maybe he's saying you're an angel.
He's talking about their
flappy
arms.
You're a sexy angel. You got some hot wings.
No,
what's up, girl?
No.
What's up, girl? You got some hot wings.
I know. It's like, girl, you got some hot wings. It was like, man, we're gonna make up this slang that's stupid as fuck. So that's like a tiny thing, but it does actually take me out of the song a little bit, where he's talking about some hot wings.
But it is granted because when I feel like hip hop kind of artists try to get too thuggy or try to get too clever, it kind of is like, oh. Yeah,
because we talked about, dynamic duo winning best rap song or performance, and it's like, of all the kind of rap that I've listened to, I like dynamic duo as one of the lowest. Because I think they not try a little hard, they're just harder. They're not as hip hop as I like hip hop, right? Like, I have been liking the swings and the Sonnies and the verbal gents, and with the Zion T's in there and the other peoples, like I think they're a little too rappy for me. But I do like Hyorin in this song. It was unexpected, actually. Like, she's doing like a higher voice that I actually haven't heard from her.
I felt she kind of was out of place. Her part was good, but it didn't really match the song.
I didn't think it really. I feel like it was meant for someone else. Like, I was like, you got Hyorin. Like, a little later in the song, I think she sings a little bit more. But like, it was a little strange, I guess. I don't know.
But speaking of Hyorin,
she released 2 songs. The first one is her song called Lonely. Now, we literally just did a reaction to this. We recorded it 2 hours ago. It's very fresh in our minds. So we're going to go through this fast. The song itself we were saying how it's kind of a perfect coffee shop song. Nothing sticks out. Nothing's offensive. It's not bad. But I don't think either of us are really itching to download it and listen to it again.
For me, I'm planning to download it and listen to it a lot. But I don't think it will have true staying power on like my playlist, just because it's a kind of more easygoing song. You kind of listen to it maybe on a rainy day, and I think the song is great, but it's just not as good as her other single. her other.
Yeah, we were talking
track.
about how I kind of reserve great to be like, I want to download this song right now. That's when I say something's great. Like Electroboyz was a great song. I'm downloading that. Sonny's was a great song. I'm downloading that. Hyorin song was decent, but I'm not itching to download. I'm going to download her album.
Oh, without a doubt.
But which is rare for me. So if you've been following, you should. That's a big thing that I would download her album. But I feel like this song, maybe I'll like it more that I listened to it. I just heard it 2 hours ago.
Mm-hmm.
But if I don't like it more, I probably would just start skipping it or just maybe delete it off my playlist.
It's just the easygoing song is why.
Yeah.
It really contrasts her other single, which is One Way Love. So Hyorin has a double title track release for her album Love and Hate, and this is my favorite of the two.
This song was way better.
Yeah.
Made, of course, by the Boyz. Brave. He's not Boyz. It always gets me. Just one dude named Brave Brothers.
Yeah,
Brave you motherfucker. But of course, made by Brave Sound. We were talking about how it really sounds like a song made for Sistar.
Yes, very Sistar style. The way it's composed and arranged, there's belty parts. There's kind of softer parts for like say Soyu or Dasom, and there's a rap part for Bora. Boa.
That would have been awesome.
For Bora, but it's just the way it's arranged. It sounds like Sistar could sing the song and it would be great.
And Hyorin sings it and she does all the parts really well. Surprised at actually how much I like her rap part.
Raps really well.
Like it was actually pretty good. So I'm not trying to say it's a knock on it for sounding like a Sistar song because Brave Brothers makes a lot of the Sistar songs.
They have a certain
so
sound.
It makes sense.
They have a certain sound.
But I think that's what's good is because it's more like I kind of like and more kind of expect because it was made by Brave Sound. He knows what she can do, and it's just actually a really, really good song. I look forward to downloading the album.
Yeah. So now the music videos for both these singles, Lonely was kind of shots of Hyorin kind of playing around London, some more fun shots.
Snuggling a dude.
There wasn't. No, that's Lonely is the one without the guy. You right?
Without the guy?
Yeah, Lonely is the one without the guy. One Way Love is with the guy.
Shit. You're right. You're right, bro.
Lonely is the one where she's in London, kind of just dancing around, all happy.
And being cute and wearing outfits.
Doesn't really match the lyrics because the lyrics are so strikingly sad.
Yeah, we read the lyrics again. We're like, what? Like, the song actually sounds kind of happy. Not happy, but
and 80% of it, she's smiling. 80% of it, she's smiling.
And then if you're reading the lyrics, and it's like, fucking, like, it's raining now in my head. Or it's just, like, some sad shit.
And if you guys follow, what we do, I have said before, and I'll say this again now, I hate it when music videos are contrasting to what the lyrics and feel of the song are like.
Right.
And Lonely is a very sad song, a very kind of, makes me want to cry.
The lyrics
shop, rainy day kind of song. And the music video, if you put a different song and a different, lyrics to it, it would sound like, yay, yay, yay kind of song. And I don't like that.
Yeah, definitely. Like, if it wasn't called Lonely and it was called, like, fucking a day. Like, it was just called A Day In. Like, a day in the life of, or whatever. Like, the music video makes sense. Like, I would know the difference with the lyrics because I don't know Korean. We didn't look it up. But, like, after reading the lyrics, it's like, I don't
understand.
What? Now, One Way Love, on the other hand, I think matched a little bit better. But it was also more of a Sistar type music video where there's dance in it, and there was some powerful ass thigh movements. And of course, a little bit of drama in there, right? With which was kind of One Way Love because it seemed like it was only Hyorin that was like trying to snuggle, like the guy was like reading and she was like trying to hug him, and it kind of made some sense.
And then when he actually tried to hug her, she was pushing him away. Yeah, kind of deal.
A little artsy fartsy, a little bit parts of it, but still liked it.
Loved it.
Definitely recommend One Way Love. I give Lonely a listen. It could be your cup of tea, in a coffee shop.
It is mine.
But I'm happy. I'm happy with One Way Love. I'm really glad Hyorin is available. I'm hoping in her album there's one where she really gets to sing though.
I think the reason why we like One Way Love better is because there is a really strong riff, a strong vocal riff in there. And just looking at the track list of Love and Hate, there seems like there could be,
Some to let her shine.
Yeah, songs to let her shine. There's one song that's produced by Primary in there too, so I'm looking forward to that. You guys know how much I love Primary.
I mean, probably copied.
Yeah, baby, we'll see.
But seriously though, like Primary and Brave Sound are like if I
Some
know
of
they
our
made
favorite,
it, like I'm probably gonna like it.
Some of our favorite producers.
Yeah, and like you look at their videos, and there's like 40,000 people have listened to it, and it's like, come on, some of these songs are awesome for us.
Which is strange because both of Hyorin's title tracks, right now, it's been a few days.
Lonely, it's been a few days.
And One Way Love, it's been about 1 or 2 days.
Yeah.
And they are both still under 1 million views.
Yeah, which is crazy. Like that would be a lot for Electroboyz. That would be a lot for Sonny, but for
Hyorin, for
Sistar, like that's crazy.
Sistar, one of the most anticipated solo artists.
Yeah.
Coming from a group in a while. Sistar is, like maybe one tier below like 21 and Girls' Generation, right?
Yeah.
And
yet, where to love at?
Where to love at? I mean, we love it. We love it.
I like One Way Love.
I like both songs, but where to love at?
Yeah. Not to harp on this more, but like Sistar is such a perfect example of the difference between Korean audiences and international audiences. Because when you ask them to rank members, it's so different.
Yeah.
Right? Like everybody I see online, we're from America. Who number one? Soyu is me and Kelvin used to harp on this a lot, like Dawson, and we'd be like,
giraffe neck.
Yeah, I wasn't going that far.
That neck is long.
Oh, she has a long neck. But we were like, if there's ever a group or a member of a group where you don't really know their name, we just call them Dawson. Right? Because it's like, meh. But in Korea, Dawson is usually the
first
most
or second,
or the second most popular.
Yeah. With Bora following.
And then maybe Hyorin, maybe tied with Bora, but they really, really, really don't give a fuck about Soyu. They really don't care. And I was really surprised because I think she's really cute, and I was talking to my kids about it. And
I like her.
They're like, I was like, why like Dawson when I saw you? And they're just like,
I don't understand Korean kids.
But anyways, after that tangent, let's end this. This was episode 35. If you made it this far, once again, we like to say thank you.
It's maybe an hour and a half long podcast. We're sorry. We kind of rambled this time, but we just had a lot to say.
We ramble every time.
A lot of good songs this week. Go really, really check them out.
Yeah. And of course, tell your friends about us. Find us on iTunes. Find us on YouTube. Subscribe, blah, blah, blah.
Like us on Facebook.
But once again, we thank you for listening. It's been a long day. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.